F1 News, Mercedes chiefs fears, Verstappen takes aim, Hamilton replacement lined up. It has been a busy week within the world of F1, and now Mercedes Chief Technical Officer James Allison has ramped up the excitement ahead of the new campaign by predicting a terribly painful season for rivals amid the imminent regulation changes, and a potential Lewis Hamilton revenge tour. Allison suggested that several teams will get their new car designs wrong, which will damage them severely. While Red Bull and Mercedes are still the favorites for the title despite the new regulations, the changes could shake up the grid order and allow a contender to emerge from the shadows. Originally intended for the 2021 season, the regulations were delayed a year due to COVID. These regulations are aimed at reducing following car distance by removing dirty air that leading cars leave in their wake, making overtaking moves more difficult due to the turbulent airflow. Cars will differ quite substantially from their predecessors despite power units essentially being unchanged, as side pods, airboxes, brake ducts, underbodies and both front and rear wings are set to be redesigned. The addition of 18-inch wheels will also massively affect the cars, both visually and technically. The new designs will be the biggest change in decades, with the new era of ground effect cars set to tighten the grid. Allison believes the sheer scale of the overhaul means some teams will make mistakes in their design and struggle immensely. I would imagine, given that the cars are so new and so different, that one or two cars on the grid will have got it really badly wrong, Allison said in a Mercedes YouTube video. And they will have a terribly painful year. I would imagine that all of us to some degree will have left things on the table that we just didn't anticipate. And we will look at other cars and think, oh, why didn't we think of that? Then we'll be scrambling around to try to get that idea onto our car as fast as possible, so that we can claw our way, from whatever position we land in that first race, forwards. Or, if we're lucky enough to be in front, to keep the attacking wolves behind us. While Allison appears to be suggesting that getting any innovation absent from a team's car will hurt them, he could also be alluding to a resurgent Hamilton bouncing back. Mercedes are also reigning 8-time Constructors' Champions, but the new rules will push them. It is a challenge Allison is excited to face. It's going to be quite a rush and definitely something that's going to keep us all from having too much sleep for the whole of the season. When the regulations change in such large measure as these ones, then we approach that with all the fun and relish that challenge deserves. Last year was the first in the turbo-hybrid era in which Mercedes failed to secure a championship double, with Hamilton claiming the Drivers' Championship in 6 of the 7 previous years. Verstappen has since fired a dig at his rival by insisting that the 37-year-old has enjoyed plenty of his own luck throughout his dominance of F1. Everything that comes now is just a bonus and I am just going to enjoy it, Verstappen told Car Next, as reported by GP fans. You need a bit of luck to fight for 7 or 8 titles. You need a very dominant team as well to do that, so you don't always have that luck or you are not in that era. Sometimes it doesn't happen. For me, I always wanted to win one and you will see where you go from there. Mercedes planning for the worst. Verstappen's jibe at Hamilton comes amid speculation the Brit could sensationally retire as he is reportedly disillusioned with F1. If Hamilton does decide to quit F1, Mercedes have outlined Nick de Vries as their main option to take over. The Dutchman is currently the Silver Arrows reserve driver and his success in Formula 2, where he became champion in 2019, is appealing. De Vries is also the reigning Formula E champion. Toto Wolff does have other options he can turn to, including Stoffel van Oorn, Sebastian Vettel, and Esteban Ocon.